understandable.
Ben 10 was really good.
Ben 10 is my favorite superhero, to be honest.
Shut up. Ben 10 is really cool. I like that.
Are you at the same fortress I'm at, Michael?
Maybe.
Doubt it.
What's your coordinates?
653, 100.
No, you're not. No. Not even close to me.
Just like how they sometimes introduce relationships in Marvel movies and then they mean...
I mean,
if you're talking about the fact that, like... I mean, like... The only example you're talking about that I can think of is when Captain America kissed that descendant of Peggy in or Peggy's niece or whatever it was in whatchamacallit?
Yeah,
in
or
Civil
like
War. That was weird. Vegan
Jane
Fart
Foster
Man.
was pretty
Good
dumb.
name. Thank you. Wait, say what?
Jane Foster was pretty dumb.
I think that wasn't like their fault though, because didn't Natalie Portman like say I don't want to do this crap anymore?
Phone it in, but still.
So I mean, they did the best they could do with that situation.
Why does she apply for roles if she doesn't want to frickin' do them after a while?
Well, I mean, she did 2 of them.
It's the MCU. What do you expect?
Yeah, but she did it when. Yeah, but listen though.
I got a flame plate.
She did it when Thor was what, the 3rd or 4th movie in the series? She got in when it was still new, before it was all this like, yeah, we're gonna 9 movies, like guaranteed. So you know, I think it's. I would prefer
on when Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth were unknowns. So
yeah, so I mean, like, I would have preferred she stayed in and they did more Jane Foster and all that, because Jane Foster is in Thor's existence and all. But at the same time, I can understand that she did 2 of the movies and then she was like, I really keep doing all of these superhero movies like once every other year or whatever.
I'm glad she's not in the movies anymore because I found her character very and I don't really like Jane Foster anyway.
I think her character was fine in the first Thor, but then Thor: The Dark World is bad.
I mean, yeah, it's just bad all around.
Yeah, except for Loki.
Yeah.
I've never seen Thor: Dark World, so.
Honestly, Thor: Dark World has been made slightly better by Endgame.
Yeah.
Because like Thor, I mean, other than
it's
the
better
first
because now you don't even have to watch Thor: The Dark World. You get all that you need to know from
I don't know
Endgame.
about that. I still think like Thor 2 is definitely not a great movie. I don't think it's worth seeing once. I'll probably never watch it again, but
yeah.
All I'm gonna say is if someone sat me down and said, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry, the only we have to use player, and the only thing I have is Thor: The Dark World," I'm not gonna be like, no. I'll be like, all right, well, I mean, if we gotta watch it, I'll watch it.
I'll watch it, but I'll just.
But I wouldn't I wouldn't pick it out in a line. I wouldn't pick it up. I mean, like, Michael, though, like any movie you're rewatching, like, even if I watch the original Iron Man, I'll probably be playing on my phone a bit. Anything like, unless I'm watching, even if I was watching Infinity War, I'd probably have my phone out for a good bit of it. Everything except for like the action scenes.
Yeah, depends. You know what I really want to catch?
There was another conversation topic we had going there that got to... Whoa! Whoa!
Just to know how it is, you know?
Whoa! Alright, that's not the conversation topic I want back on.
There we go.
Anyways, Thor: Dark World is fine. Well, I mean, it's not fine. It's bad, but it's not terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We get
it's no Guardians 2.
Guardians 2 is good. You're on the wrong side of history.
Yeah, Guardians 2 is very good. Not very good.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I've been shocked. I've seen a lot of people when Endgame came out, like, there are a lot of people that have, like, their top 10s. Guardians 2 is on it, and Guardians 1 isn't.
See, that definitely doesn't make
That's
sense.
madness.
I understand.
That's wrong. Guardians 1 is a classic. But all I'm saying is that Guardians 2 is more well-liked than you realize.
Which
it's
is
good.
very unfortunate.
Oh,
no, it's not. Goodness. It's a good movie.
I just, at the very least, I just hope that makes a...
3 is... I can't wait to see what James Gunn does with Gamora from the past being in the... Because when he was talking about the movie and he was going to make it, he said that it... And that takes on a whole new meaning. That's a bit of an Endgame spoiler. That was... I shouldn't have said that, but...
Yeah.
I mean...
Too little, too late.
If you're here and
the Russo brothers did say that the spoiler thing was over and you're allowed to... Now, that's my defense. Oh, look, this is the duality of chat. Guardians 2 is incredible. Very next message. Guardians 2 is terrible because of ego.
Well,
why?
That is definitely wrong because ego was the best part of that movie.
Ego was great. I know that there's a contingent of people like in the comics. Star-Lord's father is like the king of a ring. or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's
In
king
In
of
the
a
comics,
planet or
Star-Lord's
whatever.
father was like some worthless character that nobody cared about.
Yeah.
he was the king of a planet or something.
Yeah, who cares?
Anyways, that's a slight in-game spoiler, but you know,
Let's break this.
it's not the worst spoiler you could have gotten.
Yeah,
Just
I
don't
mean,
think about it too hard.
Get away from me, you stupid Blaze.
I mean, the movie has been out for over a week. Go watch it.
Yeah, it's been out for like almost 2 weeks.
And it's already beaten the Titanic, and it's coming up on
True.
the other thing.
Ooh, 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 ooh,
I
ooh,
cannot
ooh.
wait. I've gotten back to where I was earlier when I finished. That's wild.
It's wild.
I really want to watch Endgame again, but I gotta wait until after this is over. I just haven't had time. I wanted to see it tomorrow. Yo, I agree with this personal opinion. Black Panther, first of all, is a good movie. It's a really good movie. Second of all, it's definitely overrated.
Yes.
For sure. I think a
can
lot
agree.
honestly, to be completely honest, I think all Marvel movies are in some capacity overrated.
That I
It
disagree
doesn't
with.
mean that like
I got a rockin'
They're not
I don't
Rock
think
Rolla.
I don't think a Marvel movie by itself is overrated because it's a Marvel. That's just wrong.
I think to a certain extent there's an amount of that.
No, I
I-
disagree.
But I like Black Panther
I mean,
a lot.
Captain
It's
Marvel
definitely
for me was
slightly
overrated,
overrated.
even though it did super well.
I don't
mean,
think Captain Marvel is overrated. I think that there are a couple of
think-
very they love it, and then the like it's a good movie, but it's nothing fantastic because it's
Yeah.
just a basic origin movie,
I can agree with that.
which is how I see it. I don't know why Michael is always so wrong, Lone Wolf. I just don't.
Who knows?
Who knows, man?
He was
The world may never
born.
know.
He was born wrong. He was born late or whatever.
He was born wrong.
He came out the wrong hole.
What?
Oh wow.
What does that mean?
He came out of the pooper.
What?
We don't need to continue this.
That's yeah. That's enough of that.
friendly
We're done with
discussion
that.
stream.
Shroom, are you here?
Hey, I said it. PG,
yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Guess.
Look, if you don't know about the birds and bees by the time you're 13, then sorry. That's your parents' fault.
Yeah. Sorry for the spoilers, everybody. But the Russos said we could say it.
Oh man. Oh man.
How much quartz do you guys have?
Are we all in the Nether?
I am.
I
Nope.
doubt Shroom is.
Nope.
Shroom.
Well, after he died last time, I can't blame him for
But
not
still,
wanting to come
I mean,
back.
he like, it's not the Nether's fault he died. Is all I'm gonna say.
I wouldn't say I die a lot.
I didn't say you died. A lot.
Oh, I put the safety goggles on and they look so stupid.
What about the birds and the bees?
I'm not gonna.
There's
explain
something else
the
I wanted
birds
to
and
talk
the
about
bees
with
to you,
Marvel
sorry.
movies, but I can't remember what I wanted to say.
You can go to my YouTube channel and I'll explain the birds and the bees. to you,
Stop.
but not on Chaos.
There's something else about Marvel I wanted to talk about. I love it when we talk about like Nintendo and Sony and the industry and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's always nice to have some talking points, especially when we're doing something as mundane as running around the Nether mining quartz. For
Yeah,
the last 2 hours.
I just like talking about that stuff in general. It's really enjoyable
I said
for
we
me to
should do
chat
it
about.
off screen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shroom, what's your favorite Marvel movie? Don't count any Avenger movie because I know that like the obvious ones are like Endgame, Infinity War. But if your favorite is somehow not Endgame or Infinity War, please be sure to let me know.
Oh no, like Endgame's got to be up there, isn't it?
Yeah, Endgame is my number one now. Like, and I know people be like, oh, of course Endgame favorite. But, like, dude,
It's good.
like that movie was
Deserves it.
fantastic. That movie was fantastic, and somehow they like made 20 movies over 10 years and built this all up, and it wasn't a train wreck. That alone just proves.
yeah,
how
it could have
amazing
been like an 8, but it's a decent 9. For me.
No movie is perfect, so I agree with a 9.
It's a 9.5.
Yes,
I think
9
There's a lot of-
Doctor Strange is up there for me.
That's a
Let's
good pick.
go! Let's
That's a
go!
very
Doctor
good pick.
Strange is my favorite hero. I love his origin. I hold to
He's
this
great.
day. Endgame and Infinity War have broken it now in this terms, but before Endgame and Infinity War came out, Doctor Strange had the best ending of a Marvel movie, in my eyes.
I think you could make an argument for even
Civil
including
War.
Endgame and Infinity War that
No,
Doctor
because there was
Strange had
two
been like at least
had-
resolution to the conflict. Maybe.
No, I think that
Well,
Endgame and Infinity War are in a
Endgame-
class.
yeah. That's,
In-game especially.
Yeah.
But like before them, I think the only argument you can make is maybe for Civil War. It did have a really good conclusion as well.
Yeah.
But like for me, Doctor Strange had the best ending of a Marvel movie, and I put Doctor Strange as like my not my seventh because that was Ant-Man, like my sixth favorite overall Marvel movie or something like that.
I need to rewatch
Cool,
that.
I got
It's
an
been a while.
Eviolite
Ooh, Eviolite.
That's really good.
from
Where'd you get that from?
Mega Sibling.
Boss?
Dormammu. I've come.
Yes, I got
to
it from
bargain.
Dormammu.
Mom, I've come to bargain.
What's your opinion on Civil War? Civil War
Very good.
is like the fourth best Marvel movie now. The best Marvel movie
that's where it
before
is on.
Infinity War came out was Winter Soldier.
Spider-Man.
And after Winter Soldier, it was Civil War, and they're practically interchangeable. But I think Winter Soldier was still the best. I almost caught myself on fire. Endgame is now the best one, and I think Infinity War. Because, like, come on, the fact that those movies even exist just puts them at the top in my eyes. I really need to go through and do my list again because some stuff has probably moved around a bit. But Doctor Strange is in my top 10. So is the original, because I love Paul Rudd, and Ant-Man is my second favorite after Doctor Strange.
Whoa.
I remember, I'll never forget that Ant-Man, before Infinity War came out, Ant-Man was was my seventh favorite Marvel movie. Because me, RTK, Sly, and Michael did a list, and me, Sly, and RTK all had Ant-Man in seventh place. It was glorious.
Then I had it at like 15 or something.
Yeah, you had it something
Because you
stupid.
think it's bad, but it's not.
I don't think it's bad.
It's fantastic.
I said
No,
Ant-Man
Ant-Man,
was,
I
like-
definitely put Ant-Man higher than it should be. I agree to that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it... I think Michael had it lower than I would have put trying to be objective, but... It's, it's not a seventh place out
I
of all the other
know
movies that
Ant-Man and the
exist.
Wasp is lower than Ant-Man for me.
I think they're practically the same, but I would definitely take the original. Yeah. I did really like Ant-Man and the Wasp, though. It was very good.
It was fun. I liked Ghost. Ghost was cool.
I liked Ghost. I liked the way that they ended it, but it was, again, like Doctor Strange is still, like, the better ending, but, like, I liked the ending where it wasn't just, like, Ghost is a full-on villain, we have to take her out kind of deal.
I liked
They
the
worked it out,
idea
rather.
of the ending, but I did not like how they did it.
I love the execution, and you're wrong.
That's okay.
So, there you go.
Fair.
How much quartz do you guys have?
Right now
The
I
ending
only have.
where he goes up into Thanos' rear and to defeat him, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was definitely the best ending to any Marvel movie.
There isn't going to be a next Hulk movie. They still don't have the rights to Hulk, so they can't make a Hulk movie.
Also,
There's-
Hulk's
there's
character
probably-
is like
there's
different all the time, so it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, Hulk is like...
Hulk
This
is
is
great,
something...
though.
Listen, Michael is the one who goes to bat for Hulk being like one of his favorites, but me, Sly, and RTK, and Shroom, I want you to weigh in. Me, Sly, and RTK are all of the same opinion, basically. Hulk is like, of the Avengers, he's like... He's fine, he's not bad, but he's like one of the worst, because he just has a different personality every single movie.
Yeah.
Like, every movie, the Hulk is like a whole different character, and I'm not a fan of that. Because, like, you know, Thor and Iron Man and Captain America, they
Ow!
Black Widow and Hawkeye do to some extent. They just get less screen time.
Why?
But, like, the Hulk, it's like, every time they do Hulk in a movie, they're like, all right, let's just make him whatever character we need this Hulk to be in the moment. And he's
Yeah.
normally good. I'm not saying he's bad, but that definitely takes away from him as a character in my eyes.
My best version, my
That's
favorite
fair.
version of Hulk is Ragnarok Hulk.
I agree.
I think I agree as well. I'm very partial to the way that he portrayed it.
In-game Hulk is fine, but also
I
it was
think
like
it's
just
nice.
it was out of nowhere, and they didn't really build on it at all. It was
Yeah.
just again, it was just like we need Hulk to be this, so this is.
I need food, man. I'm like
I'm
dangerously
starting.
close to death.
I'm almost.
I
out of
used to have
tomato.
I used to have a lot of food.
Nah. Right.
Getting tired
you know
of
what,
this
screw that.
frickin' nether.
I agree, but
Yeah,
I
same.
want this to be done so badly.
What time is it? What's up time? Chat?
Uptime, chat.
We probably have like
No lag. I gotta kill this Geo dude.
maybe 45
still have,
minutes
like,
to
an
an
hour.
hour.
No, we should still have an hour at least. It's only 7:45. At least an
How do
hour
we-
and 10 minutes. Oh yeah, 3 hours and 50 minutes. Yeah, we still got about another hour and 20.
I'm scared right now because I have 2 hearts. And I don't have any food. Do you have food on you, Cass? Can you teleport?
I have
Not
potatoes.
much. How many potatoes do you have?
37
RTK?
potatoes.
Oh yeah, he's got way more than me. I got like 8.
Come over here.
No. You come here. No, you mirror.
Stop. Meow. Do you guys remember in Thor Dark World where that stupid girl, what's Darcy, would be like, look, it's Meow. That was so dumb.
Yeah, that was dumb, but I like cats.
What's your Avengers characters tier list? I can actually just, I should still have the Word doc
Spider-Man,
of my top
number
10.
1.
Yeah.
Iron Man,
Spider-Man.
number 2.
Yeah, Sly and Michael both have Spider-Man at number 1. I definitely don't. I don't think Spider-Man is on the list. I'm not a big fan of Holland's Spider-Man. I don't like Spider-Man when he's lying on. I'm just not a fan. I know a lot of people are like, that's their thing, that they love it, but not me. That's not the Spider-Man I like.
What, when he's in high school, is that what you said?
No, when he's reliant on Tony Stark.
Oh. That's what I'm hoping they'll sort of fix up a little bit in...
Well, I mean, they kind of have to fix it up, but now I feel like it's just going to be a lot of... There'll be big Tony things. All right, this list might need to be updated now, but my top 10 character list of Marvel from the last time I wrote this down, starting from 10 and going to 1. Number 10 was Rocket the Raccoon. Number 9 is Nick Fury. Number 8 is Iron Man, which he probably has gone up a little bit maybe now. Star-Lord is number 7. Thor is number 6. He's also definitely gone up. Captain America is number 5. Thanos is number 4. Loki is number 3. Ant-Man is number 2. Doctor Strange is number 1. That does need to be edited a bit because, like, Thor and Captain America have definitely gone up.
Can't believe Iron Man's only at 8 for you. Even...
You don't like Tony being Spider-Man's sugar daddy? No, I grew up on the Spider-Man cartoon, and I grew up on 2 of the cartoons. I grew up on the one that was just Spider-Man, and I also grew up with Are you okay?
I just got a lucky egg from a boss.
Hey!
It must be nice to get lucky.
These stabilize are really easy because at level 75, it had frickin' Scratch and Astonish. So they're super easy to
Give me
fight.
some food, please.
No, can you
Michael,
shut up so I can finish talking to
come
my
to
chat?
me.
I don't want to die.
I don't care.
Come to me, Michael.
What was I saying?
I don't want to move because I'm gonna get.
Oh yeah, I grew up on like the Spider-Man cartoon, just Spider-Man, and the one where he was like with Iceman and Firestar. That's the kind of Spider-Man that I like. I was also I was good when you were a kid, but I also grew up on or I didn't grow up on it, but I also really liked Garfield's portrayal of Spider-Man, even though a lot of people hate those movies. Those movies are not great, but Garfield was good in my eyes.
Garfield did pretty well.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You're not a part of this conversation. But so like the Spider-Man that I like is not the Spider-Man that Holland portrays. That doesn't mean that Holland's Spider-Man is bad. It's definitely good objectively. I'm just not a huge fan of it compared to like the Spider-Man that I want to see. So you know, there you
Why
go.
do I hear a chicken?
Oh no.
Is there a chicken in the nether?
I mean, you can spawn.
My opinions of the Incredibles movies is that they're incredible. Really good movies.
Indeed.
Best Fantastic Four movie that's ever been made.
I definitely, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America are probably like, they're above Star-Lord. Now, I had Iron Man below Star-Lord, didn't I? Iron Man surpassed Star-Lord on my rank after Endgame, without a doubt. Part of the reason I have Star-Lord that high anyways is because I love Chris Pratt as an actor.
He's a good guy.
He's great. I love him. I love, like, anytime I see him in anything, I love it. I loved him in Parks and Recreation. I love them in Guardians movies and everything else. It's great. But, yeah, Iron Man, Cap, and Thor all need to be moved up, like, at least 1 or 2 spots. I don't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but that's mostly because I hate Spider-Man 3. I just don't like Tobey Maguire, I think.
It's unfortunate because Tobey
Spider-Man
Maguire...
1 and 2 were very good and 3 sucked. So
I have never seen 2, and I know that's like the best one.
Which is
But
still
I watched
very
Spider-Man 1. I thought Spider-Man 1 it was fine. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was
You
fine.
watched that, like,
You keep cutting out so much, Michael, you may as well just stop talking.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why either, but I can't understand anything you're saying.
I'm sorry.
I can hear him for the most part, but he does cut out.
Anyways,
a bit.
I don't disrespect Tobey Maguire. I'm just not a big fan of Tobey Maguire. I didn't grow up with those. How many of those movies as they released when they were coming out? Because I didn't watch them until they were like on television, and I happened to see them one day.
I mean, I saw them in the theaters. So.
Oh, what a shock!
I probably saw... I don't know, I was probably not old enough to, like, watch them in theaters when they came out until, like, Spider-Man 3, at least.
My parents would always
Spider-Man
go to
2
the
was like
drive-thru,
2004.
and
I
that
would have
was
been, like,
fun.
4 or 5.
If you grew up with them, then you're gonna have a bit more of an attachment obviously, but I don't know.
Doesn't
I don't think
change.
the Spider-Man 3 is bad. That's a bad movie. Don't at me. Don't even try it. It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1 was fine. I'm sure Spider-Man 2 was really good. I just haven't seen it. But Spider-Man 1 I didn't think was fantastic. I just thought it was okay. Like, I have no desire to see the movie again, but I wouldn't hate it if someone made me watch it.
Why don't we watch Spider-Man 2 when you come over here?
That'd be cute.
No, we're watching The Lion King when I come over there
because
because
watch The Lion King.
You're watching The Lion King.
I'm gonna watch the live action one first.
No, RTK, I will not be your best man if you watch the live action Lion King before watching the original.
Yeah, you need to watch the original so you can respect how sexy.
What?
Stop talking, Michael. We can't hear you.
I'm glad he's cutting out because all I heard was sexy. I'm like,
yeah, that's all I heard.
I need food.
You can starve.
I need it, please.
Yo, one of the best memes that ever came out of Infinity War was, I told this to RTK, I think, and Michael the other day, but someone in chat just mentioned about Gwen Stacy's neck getting snapped in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was so good when, it was when the trailers were coming out, when Holland, his Spider-Man, goes up to Doctor Strange and is like, I'm Peter Parker, and he says, I'm Doctor Strange, and then Peter goes, oh, we're using our made-up names. Spider-Man. Yeah, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man. Someone captioned Doctor Strange looking at him like he was an idiot, and it said, I'm an actual doctor, you freaking idiot. My name is Doctor Strange. I went and got my PhD after like 8 years of working hard for it. So you better give me the respect I deserve, or else you better call these hands Gwen Stacy, because you're gonna catch them real freaking bad. It was so good. I loved it. I broke up laughing.
Oh, that last line is brutal.
Fantastic. I was like, oh, dude, Doctor Strange didn't even say this, but this is why he's my favorite character. Oh, it was so good. Live action, I think you mean CGI. Yeah, but like, you know, call it live action for simplicity.
Same thing. Kinda.
Would you say that in-game is not a live action because CGI'd into Thanos?
No, Josh Brolin is literally like that in real life, so don't.
That's what Josh Brolin actually looks like.
Don't at me.
Oh, man. I love talking about this kind of stuff.
Josh
Tom
Brolin
Holland
is like
does
that,
look
down to
confused
everything
sometimes
Thanos does.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't have anything against Tom Holland. I'm not a big fan of the way his Spider-Man is.
I just want him to come into his own a little bit more, because he does rely
I'm sure he
on
will
other
in Far From
characters.
Home, but like, there's always gonna be that shadow of Tony behind him, you know? And I don't like that.
Like, I get it, he's 15, he doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
I'm also like, I'm fine with young Spider-Man, but like,
I mean,
too young.
When Spider-Man...
I like young Spider-Man as long as we get the opportunity to see him become older.
Yeah.
I like Spider-Man
only
when he's
young
like a
forever.
senior. I want like senior in high school Spider-Man. Youngest. That's more of a me thing.
Didn't
but,
he
you know.
become Spider-Man when he was like 14 anyways? Or am I thinking Miles?
I'm pretty sure it depends on what comic.
Yeah. Like, anywhere between 14 and 16, I think, is like the baseline.
I think 16 is probably the established one, wouldn't it be?
Probably.
That sounds right. That's like the age you normally go for stuff like that. Yes, do live action Hercules next and have Chris. I want it.
Amazing.
Is
That would be
Spider-Man
so good.
considered a shonen?
Did you see that? I saw a post the other day where it's like King David from the Bible is the original isekai that all isekai anime are based off of.
That's pretty great.
I love it.
Let's have an actual
someone give me
King
some
David
food, please?
isekai.
There's nothing I love more than like a wholesome Christian meme. They're always good.
I am... Fud.
What are you doing, Bud?
I need food.
Are you hunting rabbits?
Be very, very quiet.
quiet.
I'm hunting
Give me
rabbits.
food, please.
Yo, forget live action Treasure Planet. Just make a sequel to Treasure Planet,
Chaos.
please.
Tweet Michael, or not tweet Michael. Yeah, tweet Michael to come over to me.
Please, I don't want to fly because I
TP
don't
to him.
myself the ceiling.
TP
TP me
too.
What is
somewhere
you guys
so
call
that
me?
I can get
I'll
some
TP him
food.
to you. He never asked me to TP
Wait,
to you.
TP me to him. I'd prefer that.
Yeah, please.
Oh my goodness, Duskull, go away.
gonna kill you, Michael, as soon as I get there.
No, I literally only have 2 hearts.
Kill him and take all of his quartz and then say that you're the one who got it all. He'll have work. Yo, Atlantis! I know that I'm more...
Watch that.
I really like Atlantis. I know it's not well liked.
I gave you half of what I
less
have.
so than Treasure Planet was, but I love The Lost Empire Atlantis. I watched it like a year ago. That guy with the explosives is hilarious.
When we come up for the wedding, we're just gonna watch El Dorado.
Road to El Dorado is a really good movie!
Road to El Dorado is a great movie.
Me and Sly watched it. I forgot to bring my Switch. Just me and Sly at PopCon, so we were just watching Netflix. Watched the Dorado. It was good. Just 2 bros hanging out in the hotel room watching the El Dorado.
Yeah, 5 feet apart.
Because they're not gay. Oh, man.
Alright, I have 2 stacks.
Keto was really cool, yeah.
2 stacks of blocks on me currently. I have 2 more that I put in the chest.
I think that they could, like, when Hercules gets his god form, he, like, has blonder hair. I think it'd be fine just being blonde to play. But if they could make his hair more ginger to make that work, that'd be cool, too. Yeah, Road to El Dorado is a little lewd for a kids movie. You're not...
A little.
But it's great. They didn't, like, do anything ridiculous.
Yeah, they didn't show...
They didn't show any... I mean, like, the sexiest thing that happens in that show is the girl, like, swings her hips when she walks out of a room to...
The sexiest thing is when they both are, like, out of, off camera, and then they come up off camera, and their heads are in different locations.
They come up off camera, and they still got all their clothes and everything. Yeah.
I mean,
Are you implying that they were 69?
I mean, something was going on.
I think that they were both crouched over kissing, and then they both jumped up, and that's... I'm pretty sure that, like, the guy was on... The girl was on top of the guy, they were both kissing, and when they sat up, the girl obviously was in his lap, so their heads were further away from one another. I don't think they were doing anything super lewd. I'd have to go back and analyze that scene, but I'm confident that I remember it that way.
Boo, boo, boo.
Is someone getting married? Yeah, RTK is getting married. I'm his best man. We're all him, or he's obviously gonna be there. Believe me, Sly, and Michael are all gonna fly out to. We're gonna make a week out of it because him and his fiance are taking like 2 weeks off from work. So we're all gonna hang out the week leading up to the wedding.
There's a Bunnelby?
Did you ever tell me if I needed to have a suit for that?
You don't need a suit. I'm gonna suffocate this Bunnelby. Hold on.
When you say that,
I'm suffocating.
we had this conversation last time.
I told you, wear a
suit
suit if you want to.
Wear a suit.
Chucha has one bridesmaid, right?
Yeah.
Is she gonna be like wearing a fancy dress or something?
She is wearing a dress.
Okay, then I'm wearing a suit. I'm not gonna be the only one up there. You're in a suit, wedding dress, and then the other person is in a fancy dress, and then it's like, oh, look at this scum.
He's just up there and is like,
I'm up there in my Joker cosplay with the mask on and everything.
Just don't wear the mask, but you could totally wear your Joker cosplay.
You probably could.
My diamond pick
Chucha
finally broke. Cool. I have 4 stacks of quartz blocks and then an extra 15.
Nice. I'm gonna go.
I will say congrats for you, love Disney. We're watching The Lion King when we go to your wedding.
It's either you watch The Lion King with us, or we call the wedding off.
What?
No, that's not even... No, here's the option. Either you watch The Lion King with us before the wedding, or my best man speech is going to be the script of The Lion King. And as I'm reading the script, Sly and Michael will act it out.
Can Slaro be Simba held up, please?
You gotta hold up Simba.
Fun times. Where am I? Who am I?
I will be the coolest person at the wedding if I'm dressed up as... You're not wrong.
That's true.
What if I have...
RTK sounds pretty young. RTK is like a year younger than me. RTK?
I'm turning 23 in June.
So you're about to be 23. Yeah, I'm gonna be 24 this year. I'm old. Why? What are the coordinates to the thing, Michael?
I'm not that young. People
portal?
think it's because
I'm done. I broke my picks.
Like
415, 83, 325.
325.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Thank you.
Wait.
I'm out.
Wait, Chaos. I need to go
What?
too.
All right.